keeping it real.
Now, many people, it's amazing, they become like self-proclaimed scholars.
Not only is this verse taken out of context,
chapter 5, verse 32 of the Quran.
So we'll go ahead and say, look, God Almighty Allah is saying in the Quran, killing one innocent being is as you kill the world. Saving one innocent being is as if you save the world. Now, some self-proclaimed scholar, he goes,
chapter 5:32, children of Israel. In other words, this is the message that was sent to the Jews, the children of Israel.
No. He's like, no, that's for the children of Israel. You guys are just doing taqiyya. You're lying. You're quoting it, in the wrong way. And then they go ahead and, put a spin on it. How would you go ahead and answer this, Sheikh?
Responding to out of context questions. Most of these questions or most of these comments that are being made and accusations are done by cherry picking a verse or piece of a verse without looking at the context of the verse, the historical background of the verse, or even the translation of that verse may not be correct. And so you find that there is a number of reasons that when you go back to the context in which they are making this statement or this comment, then you will find that you understand that verse in a better light. And it is our duty, because people will always attack whoever they want to attack in whatever way. It is our duty as Muslims to clarify, and we have to clarify with whatever means we have. So first and foremost, I would say we need to go back and study these out of context passages that are constantly being quoted. And I know Dr. Sabil has a number of them on his Gain Peace website that you can go back to these verses. Even the translation, good translations that we have, can help you to understand better, to respond better. And there are many of them, many of these things that are taking verse or piece of a verse and then put a spin on it and turn them into, say this is what Islam is, violent, and these are who Muslims are. On the other hand, Muslims or people with Muslim names who do these crazy stuff out there and this violent behavior, they have nothing to do with Islam and Muslims. They're not scholars by themselves. They are just as evil as the evil man in the street, and they have a Muslim name. That's what the difference is. And then the whole thing throws back to Islam and Muslim, whereas we are free from that kind of behavior on that one side. On the other side, that we have an explanation as well when the Islamophobes come up with all of these answers and comments and so forth. But there isn't a proper interpretation that we have had over the centuries, not 2016 or 2017 in America. No, that's not how it should be done.
So that ayah of the Quran, Surah Maida, Surah 5, ayah number 32, when we bring that and when we quote it, the non-Muslims sometimes they may say, but this came for the Jewish people.
Children of Israel. In other words, this is the message that was sent to the Jews, the children of Israel.
You guys are quoting it out of context. What we can reply also along with what Sheikh has mentioned is that, yes, it is also a lesson for the Muslims. That's the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also mentioning that in the Quran, number one. Number two, that's not the only place where the spirit of saving life and saving all of humanity is mentioned. Even in one of the authentic narrations in Imam Bukhari's collection, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said that even in a war, do not kill women and children, means innocent, means non-combatants. So we can say that yes, when we look at the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was utterly, displeased with when he saw a woman dead after one of the battles. And he called his companions and he said that even in a war, do not kill women and children. So we can mention to the non-Muslims, there is no carpet bombing in Islam. There is no Hiroshima, Nagasaki in Islam. And then Surah 8, Ayah 61 says that if the enemy incline towards peace, you also incline towards peace. And that is Islam. So with that allegation, we could show the other passages and the sayings and the example of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, inshallah.
Unless you kill that human being as punishment for murder or other villainy in the land.
I've studied classical Quranic interpretation, and that except verse refers to capital punishment by the state after a trial. It refers specifically to the state's right to capital punishment if someone actually commits murder. That is what the classical interpretation is. And so the fact that the clerics you've spoken to haven't been able to respond with something like that and haven't been able to get their voices out to young people who are reading that verse and thinking that it means vigilantism, that they can go and haphazardly choose who they want to kill, is certainly not the fault. The answer isn't reinterpreting. The reinterpretation has already occurred by those who have taken it and used it in their own way.
This is the